everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always, and thank you ever so much for all your likes, comments, subscribes, shares, discussions, all very much appreciated. Right, bit of a funny one today. I will go through the products. I will minimize me and I'll put screen grabs of all the products that I'm planning to use on the screen rather than looking through all the stuff that I've got collated on the floor. Anyway, so plan was today for doing ceramic installation, Infinity Wax, Synergy Light on the Fabia. And I ordered Synergy Light from Infinity Wax, and I also ordered tar and glue from Infinity Wax, and that was tar and glue Liquify is the product. And I also bought Fallout from Infinity Wax, and that was Liquid Fire, and paid for next day delivery. It's nearly 1 o'clock, it hasn't arrived, so I just did a emergency shoot to Halfords, the only place I knew that would have a half decent ceramic, and I was going to buy Autoglim UHD, also been on my list to trial. Did the postcode look up, it said ready to collect in an hour. My brain said, well, that must mean they've got it in stock. Went down there, not in stock, rubbish. So I've got all my stuff out, DAS 6 polisher, big boy blower, buckets, pressure washer, shampoo, microfibers, everything. Plan was citrus pea wash, and that is Auto Bright Direct's version. I'll put that on screen now. Snow foam, obviously going to use touchless. Shampoo, I've got Maguire's strip wash. Tar and glue was going to be Liquify, but isn't. I've got Fallout remover, was going to be Liquid Fire, but it's going to probably have to be Auto Smart TARDIS. Wonderful stuff, super strong. Clay bar, Chemical Guys, medium, that's on the back seat, squished out, ready to go in a safe place, lint free, etc, etc. And then I'm going to do a single stage polish with just the finishing compound, low cut, just to get it nice and shiny, fill in a few imperfections. And then if DHL on behalf of Infinity Wax don't turn up, we'll do Chemical Guys Hydroslick ceramic coating hyper wax. I used this many years ago, and it was puckaroony. And back then I didn't do all the paint preparation, etc. I didn't have a polisher then, but I did all the chemical decontamination, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so and I've got a couple of hours yet, but if DHL don't arrive, we'll be using that. Also, I've got a filming platform there, and a filming platform on another recycling bin, so that I can capture multiple angles. Bring that forward a bit and up a bit, so I can capture multiple angles. I don't know if I'm in shot. So the idea being, I'm not going to torture you with the entire process. We'll do a little bit of polishing on this section, we'll do wheels, we'll do strip wash, etc, but I'm going to just record clips of each section. Right, so it's going to be citrus pea wash first. This is Auto Bright Direct, about 50-1, not super strong, so that's going on for a little bit of early breaking down the dirt. Also, Autoglim Advanced Wheel Cleaner, just start getting that in to get that working. And typically, although I tested that at the weekend and the reaction wasn't the greatest, that has, because I've used a lot, the colour change has happened quicker. Right, let's get the car covered in citrus pea wash. She's not in a dire need of a clean, but I'm going to go through the entire process, get the paint looking nice, and do all the prep necessary for doing ceramic, whether that be the Infinity Wax product or Auto Glim product, or indeed it will provide a good base for the Chemical Guys product. If, and it's a big if the Infinity Wax product turns up, I'll go through my prepared blurb, why I bought it, why it's good for DIY, first time trying ceramic, home installation, etc, etc. So we'll go through all that if it turns up. Right, let's just pause that a minute. You don't need to see me spraying that on. You've seen that a million times. I'll get that all over the car and then we'll get into pressure washing. What I will say is I think it's widely recognised that with ceramic, any of those three that I'm doing, preparation is key. So let's just hit the wheel I did first. Smash a panel. Still got loads of wet coat on, as you can see. So AD citrus pre-wash at 50:1, no harm to the coatings. Still getting a lovely bead all over that. Wonderful. Not that I really care because I'm stripping it off today, but I thought I'd show you nonetheless. So, as I say, wet coat still doing good. Right, I'll get that all done off cam and then we'll get straight into touchless. So, any milkiness on the paint as I was rinsing, that's just likely to be not fully mixed in wet coat. So we've got weak touchless in here, set to maximum. Lovely, lovely. Postman. Hiya. There we go. So, apologies if the dogs bark. We'll start getting that straight off. If you could just put them right there, that'd be lovely, please, mate. Nice one, thank you. Saves you being on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Right, so that's where we are. Nice little 50-50 done inadvertently there. So I'll get that all done off cam. I will check the post that was just arrived, just in case, and start getting some Mac up inside the brake discs, wheel arches, etc, etc, and then we get straight into the strip wash. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning, it wasn't on my pad. Anyway, number one, this is the clay bar we're using. Chemical Guys medium clay bar. Put the packet somewhere safe. And yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention was we have Auto Bright Direct QD for lubricating the wax, clay. Give that a bit of a rinse. Get a liberal coating on the panel that you're about to clay bar. Got a little bit of Maguire's soap in the bucket. Anything for additional lubrication, and then just gently go over the paint, and you should feel little picks and ticks and clicks as it pulls off little sections of dirt, iron, etc, etc. So all we're going to see is little dots like that, tiny little dots. So I'll get round to get all that done, and then we'll get the fallout removers on. I forgot those altogether. Not a problem, we'll do that now. In case I haven't gone over that in enough detail, because I know that a lot of people think, oh, clay sounds complicated. Key thing, lubrication all the time. Make sure the clay's as clean as possible. Whiz it through your soapy solution if necessary. Make sure your panel's got plenty of lube on it. The clay's got lube on it. And that is all you got to do. I forgot to say as well, this Auto Bright Direct product smells wonderful. And you can feel the clay doing its job. So on the lowers, you can feel it just having a little pick at the odd bit of dirt that you haven't got with pressure washing or pre-rinsing or foaming. But yeah, don't be afraid of it. Keep it nicely lubed up and it will do the job. It's amazing really, still getting this amount of dirt off, even though this is a clean car and I clean it a lot. Right, I'll get round and get all that done and we'll get the fallout on. And that's that done. Now, this is dead. That's all the dirt is picked up. Amazing. Now, what I would say, lube, 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 lube. I went through loads of it. When you go along the lowers, it was staggering the difference it made. You could feel it picking off the dirt Wonderful. And the paint now feels so much better than it ever did. Right, so because I've been a little bit crazy and not done the TARDIS, we'll get that in now because she's got to have a rinse. This is strong gear. And as forensic detailing once comedically noted, it takes no prisoners. So that's just going on the lowers. Any areas that you think need it, definitely going up the exhaust. Obviously, rinse hands, and we'll get straight in. And the reason I did the clay bar at that phase before doing the strip wash is because I thought, do you know what? While it's got some wet coating, lubrication, let's do the clay bar at that stage before we do the strip wash. So what we should see when we do the strip wash is that any of this residual hydrophobicity is gone. Then, I'm going to check my pad off cam, but then it's going to be mega drying process, get it all bone dry once it's had the strip wash, and then we'll get the polisher out and start doing a little bit of polishing. Oh, sorry, Carl. So I'll get that all rinsed off cam and I'll be back in a jiffy. I suppose another factor in my defence, of course, doing the clay had to be before the strip wash, because the strip wash gets rid of the coatings, but my clay luber is QD mixed as a clay luber. And the reason I just thought of that is because it is beading up lovely, because it's been coated again with Auto Bright Direct QD mixed as a clay lube. Look at it, it's performing lovely. Sorry, the light's really not helping today. Almost feels criminal to strip all that lovely coating off, but it will be better once we get into chemical guys, Hydroslick ceramic. So now we are into one bucket with my mitt, and we have Maguire's strip wash kindly sent to me to test for the channel from a very kind viewer. And unusually with this product you go straight onto your wash media like so. Hopefully you can see that on cam okay, and I should have just enough for this process. And we know there's going to be no grit now. It's going to be grit free, soon to be coating free. So this is a powerful shampoo. So if you've got a lovely protective coating on your car, you don't want to be using this because it will remove it. So it should get rid of oily deposits, wax, previous coatings, etc, etc. And you can see, as I like to say, a little goes a long way. So I'll do one more section on the camera, and then I'll get round, get that applied all over, and we'll get straight into a pressure wash, and we'll see if it's done what we were expecting, i.e. goodbye hydrophobic nature, goodbye wet coat, goodbye butter wet wax. But again, I will stipulate, the paint feels better than it has felt since I've owned the car. Right, I'll get round to do the other side, and then we'll film that to have a look at the water action or lack thereof. Well, it was lovely and thick, so there's no problem seeing where you've been. Felt a bit like an old school wash. It's coming off in one large sheet. This panel looks how I'd imagine, total clean. Just in case I missed that one, let's make sure that we're thoroughly done, just in case. As they say, preparation is key. Ceramic likes virgin paint. There. So we're getting plenty of clean time. Not so much on that one, but this is what I would expect, mainly just hanging there. For the record, I tried to keep it off my headlights because they have jet seal on those. Right, I'm going to get round, get it all rinsed, and then we'll start. I'll do a time lapse of the drying part, I think. Right, back to normal video. In case you're wondering, the reason I'm using the blower today is because I want to get it absolutely bone dry, preferably streak free, before we get in with the DAS 6. So I'm going to pause that. I won't torture you with any further car blow drying shenanigans. We'll get that done, and then we'll get into polishing a panel. I'll get round to get that finished, probably then break for a bit of lunch. Then this afternoon we can get the Hydroslick ceramic on. Yay! Well, I think we should take some time to have a look at the paint. Now, I was expecting it to be flat as a pancake, dead as a dodo, covered in water spots. But actually, it is pretty good. Remarkably good. So I'm going to have a look around and nominate some panels to do. Definitely not touching the bonnet, because it's already experiencing lack of peel, so that's not getting any. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this door just to see what happens with this. Not a lot, I don't suppose. Not going to touch that because it is wonderful. I always use this in the channel to show reflections. Nice. Probably not going to do the boot as much as I do. I'm warming to her back end. There were some marks. I'm in the shade here a bit, but there's some marks in here I noticed the other day. You could just see like snail trails, really weird. So I'm going to polish that section for definite. See if it will move that at all. Doesn't feel deep, so we'll see if it will move that. See if it will remove those. I'll do the entire roof as per standard spec, and I'm going to have a little nip on that just to see what happens, for no other reason than to see what happens. And the other area I know is scratched is down here. Hopefully you can just about see them. See? And some in the bonnet. So I think I'll do this section and that. If I forget any, forgive me. Trying to memorise the bits I suggested that I would do. Good news is, polisher is ready. Just making sure the DJI is not going to flop off there. There we go. So we'll get straight into that, and like I say, you haven't even got to wait long because I prepped everything, cleaned my pads. Just need to get the polishing cloth ready, and then power, and we're in. And you'll be sad to hear that Infinity Wax failed. Pad prep. Couple of squirts of Revitalize Refining Compound, cut level 2. So this is the lowest cut level in the set, and this is also the lowest cut level pad. Spread that around, taking heed of the comments from previous regarding not putting on too much. So we'll just get straight into this. Ooh. Spread it about a bit. Just reduce any fling, I should say. And let's see how she gets on with that. Find your groove and then start increasing the speed. And we know that Fabia is a bit low, it seems, or let's say it's already shown lacquer failure, top coat failure over there, so I'm not pushing it. But if I can reduce some of the scratching on the upper section of that wing before applying the ceramic, I am happy to do so. And as a beginner, I'm happy to take baby steps and still have some residual top coat on the paint. Let's just get in to have a look. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So it's not got rid of all the scratches, but it's a huge improvement by my eye and hopefully also by the camera. So we were showing some scratches like that, proper ones, and for the most part they're reduced. Right, let's just do the top of the bonnet, that little section that I pointed out. We'll get into that. Pad prep done off cam, happily dropped or knocked over the pot of compound. It's one of those magic pots. When you put it down, it squirts out. Make sure there's no contaminants. I'm just doing that section because there is some other lacquer peel. So let the polisher do the work. Like someone said on one of my previous videos, you're going too fast, just take your time. Sorry if I rushed that last bit. I'm going to go and murder the dogs. One moment. Sorry about that. The Labrador had found a reason to just bark. Start barking and not stop barking. Obviously, when I went to check what it was nothing. This is one of those jobs where when you start, as much as I say to myself, right, I'll do this bit because there's lacquer peel there, there's a bit there, I don't go any further, but in the sun I can see the swirl marks on that section and not so much here now. Not perfect, but greatly reduced. However, I'm going to stick with my plan. So we've almost polished those out, which has made me feel happy. Right, so I was standing here. So when you got sun glare here, there was less swirl marks than there was over yonder. This is where, you know, I start thinking about, do I need an inspection light? No, not really. Right, where are we going to get a good angle? Remember what happened last time? The oscillating nature. Aha, here we go. Sorry about that. The oscillating nature of the polisher made the gimbal go nuts. It can't stay up there. I will polish this off cam because I'm thinking it will do the oscillating again. So You see there? That's what I'm looking to diminish. This is what I'm looking to diminish. So we shall see. I'll get that polished off cam and I will be back very soon. And then it'll be one last panel wipe and then we can do ceramic. Well, I'm not much of a fan of this saying, but the difference is night and day. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Just have a little look at the reflection. Happy days. Yes, come up nice. Not going to say it's perfect, but it's a 17-year-old car. I did have a tiny blast on this side of that scratch. Not hit that side yet. But I'll do an extended shoop shoop on that side. See how we get on. But it's looking good. It's looking good as we go over that. So if you haven't had a foray into the world of DA yet, don't be scared. I'd strongly recommend it. It's great. Also, another thing I would say, another detailing channel that I enjoy has recently put together a guide on how to do it without one. So there's always that. Maybe that would be interesting too. Right, let's get any last bits of polishing done and then we're getting into ceramic. Well, of course, any deeper marks remained and any areas that are actually missing paint or there's damage to top coat, they remained. But for the most part, it is a significant improvement and highly worth doing. Highly worth doing. Like I say, it isn't a exhaustive polishing video. I know I've got work to do in the polishing department. In the spring, maybe we'll start looking at some two-stage, get some two-stage bits done. Haven't touched anything around there yet. Haven't touched anything around the side yet. Only done that one wing. So I'm literally just getting a few little scratches out here and there, nothing major. And then I'll give it a panel wipe. And then it's ceramic time. And I think the weather's going to hold out. And I've got copious amounts of stuff to put away. So I want to start getting the shine on. And we'll have a look at the process, what it goes on like. We'll have a little look at the instructions. I'll tell you some of the highlights and the key points. Sadly, whilst I did have a delivery, it wasn't my Infinity Wax stuff. So that is highly disappointing. Was looking forward to showcasing some of their products today, but alas, that is not to be. It means I'll have to do that to my partner's car probably, or maybe the Fiesta. The Fiesta would be nice if I ever get it back. Still wrestling with the gimbal, as you can see. Right, I'm going to pause that, have a little break. Right, I'm happy with the condition of the paint and overall appearance, and we're going in with this today. Chemical Guys Hydroslick Ceramic Coating Hyperwax, SiO2 infused technology ceramic suspension gel, ultra fast application, instant hydrophobic protection, intense ceramic hypergloss shine. And it says that this can last up to 12 months. We've done everything we can to ensure the paint is in good condition. Apply to a cool, clean and dry surface out of direct sunlight. Check. Shake well, done. Wash the entire vehicle, done. Clay surface, done. Polish away scratches if needed, done. Squeeze 4 or 5 dabs of Hydroslick onto a premium microfiber applicator. And then spread Hydroslick over all exterior painted surfaces in a thin, even coat. Can be removed in as little as 30 seconds, however, we recommend allowing 1 to 2 minutes. Buff off with a clean microfiber towel to reveal an intense crystalline shine. After it's applied, it is ideal to keep it out of the elements, dry and clean for 2 to 3 hours. For ultimate protection and shine, layer Hydroslick as desired. Right, 5 pea-sized dots. after another shake. So 5 pea-sized dots on the applicator. It's that kind of gelatinous material that feels like, well, it tries to suck itself back in the pot. Just dab that around. That can be my square. There. So now I've thinly spread it. We'll just cross hatch that just to make sure it's getting total coverage. And we'll call that 2 foot by 2 foot section done, and I'll continue working around this section of the bonnet just to ensure that we've got total coverage. Maybe get a little bit of a 50-50 on there, eh? For good measure. Don't think it will hurt to get that back on the headlights again. So we'll leave that section to dry to a haze, and then I'm going to utilise my time well, carry on and start getting some on the roof, and then once that's had 3 minutes, I'll come back, buff it off, and we'll have a look at the shine. So that's had approximately 3 minutes, and in that time there was time for me to go round the roof in 4 sections. This goes on really nice, really nice. And as I say, I used it before on the Subaru, and I think this is going to sound crazy, but I think it was around about 2021, October 2021, and it was the first time I had ever sort of set about really going to town on FOS, decontamination, a bit like we've done today, minus the machine and minus my current level of know-how, should we say. So when I was just starting to get serious about cleaning, and I probably did it all with Auto Smart products, achieved pretty nice results. But what I will say about the Chemical Guys product, I know they get a bit of bad press, and a lot of people, they seem to enjoy hating on them. But what I will say, at that time I wanted a easy to install, fuss-free, outdoor type product, and I looked at Maguire's product, and I looked at the Hydroslick, and I remember watching videos where I think Forensic Detailing put them on the bonnet, I think, and let them slide down to see how slick the end results were. And you know, the Chemical Guys product reviewed quite well, so I've never really had any negative views on it. Goes on well, the level of protection seems good. I think we all know you're not going to get 12 months, but if you get into that process of using Geon Bathe, wet coat, etc., LSPs, protection boosters, ceramic paint, I think this will see the Fab through the winter quite satisfactorily. Right, that's that done. So that's all treated. Obviously that side's not yet. So that's all good. And we'll get in and we'll do a section of the bonnet, roof right now. I think the roof's going to respond pretty well actually, because it had machine polishing. That's one thing you do notice, and I remember from last time, you can feel it clogging up the microfiber. So it buffs up nice. It's got a little bit of a sort of greasy sensation to it. Anyway, I'm starting to see nice. So you can see where I have, there's a clear brake, not yet rubbed in, just going hazy. And there's your brake in the middle of the cam now. And this is the level of gloss we've got. So it's looking nice. It's looking nice. Right, I'll get the roof all buffed up, and then we'll get into some of the nice panels, that section, probably the back doors, and we'll have a little nose round. Right, while I'm doing that, I'm going to put the camera on for a quick waffle. So, yeah, it's a shame that the Infinity Wax Synergy light didn't turn up, and I have since had an email from Infinity Wax saying, sorry for the inconvenience, we'll refund the postage. Well, you would think so, because I paid nearly double to get it in time for today. Good weather, day off, motivated to do a YouTube video, and alas, product not arrive. Anyway, one of the things that interested me about it was the fact that I was just thinking this a minute ago, because I'm starting to rush, because, you know, once that sun's gone, I found this when I was putting jet seal on, as soon as that sun's gone, we'll start seeing moisture condensation, and that makes applying this kind of product less fun, should we say, and possibly less effective. So I want to get it all over the car and done. Anyway, so that got me to thinking about the Infinity Wax product, and apparently that has a sacrificial layer. So unlike wax, where you're trapping moisture under the surface, the Infinity Wax reportedly has a sacrificial layer, and I suppose that's like the protection sits above it, so while it's curing, happy days, it's all protected. That's why you can do it on the outdoors. Weather doesn't have to be fabulous. So yeah, that was one aspect that interested me. Anyway, so that's done good. Right, I'm going to get the car covered in wax and buzz around it quick as possible. But anyway, all is not lost. I will get the Synergy light wax, and just means I'll have to ceramic my partner's car. Happy days. Look forward to that. Well, that's that done. That was thoroughly enjoyable. I'll admit, maybe a bit of a whopper. Forgive me. Anyway, so got around everything as suspected. You know, I've got the engine running because trying to generate some heat rising. I had the back windows open, let some heat come up because I'm getting misting problems with the product, shall we say. Yes, I have got my fog light on. Apologies. Why does the gimbal not look straight? Oh, that's better. Anyway, application, wonderful. Paint, I mean, for a 17-year-old car, it ain't bad. Any paint damage, you know, like that. Are we seeing that? It can't put back paint that's not there, as we all know. Anyway, really, really pleased with the results. Colour looks great, shine looks great. If I had time, I'd QD the door shuts and maybe even do a tiny bit on some glaze, something like that. But anyway, you have to wait for that. I can't be doing glaze until this has had a little bit of time to cure. Anyway, let me just change the settings for the gimbal. It's driving me mad. It's going. As soon as I think it's happy, it's like, wait, quick. So, good, nice results. Oh, I see some bit I've missed on the back door. It's not going near there again. Anyway, as I say, we can look at how this coating's working over the following weeks, because of course I will continue to wash it. We're due for torrential rain tomorrow, so I can do an update on hydrophobicity, etc, etc, and hopefully it'll be looking good and everything will be rosy and ongoing as we DJI. Oh, it's got issues, man. It has got issues. I think I'd rather have, I don't know, I'm getting close to giving up. Anyway, it adds character to my videos, eh? That's all I can say. Stupid thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one. I will still test Synergy Light. We'll get that installed on my partner's car. I mean, I don't know how many shots to take. It just looks wonderful for its age. I mean, apart from the fact, oh, that's the other thing I was going to do, glass. Apart from its age, it looks wonderful. It's like a new car. Highly worth. How long did it take me? 3 hours? 4 hours? Probably 3, including my sneaky lunch break. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you for tuning in as always, and I very, very much look forward to seeing you soon. DJI gimbal, hilarious, just hilarious. I look forward to seeing you soon, and some discussions on the channel. I've got a fair amount of tidying up to do. Right, see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.